So, what does it truly take to be successful in life? Does it take being smart? Does it take being good looking? What does it take? Because I see all walks of life acquire success. And everybody has a different reason or a different belief on how they accumulated their success. Now, from what I gather, you can have every great idea that was ever thought of. It's $1 billion idea. But if you don't trust it, it might as well be a bad idea. Because you're not going to go with it. You're not going to go with it. You're going to fucking just say, oh, that was a dumb idea. I'm not even going to waste my time. But what if? It was that idea that was going to propel you in the direction of your success? At least lead you to the door that was going to give you the best life possible. So I don't think it's a matter of actually having this great idea or even hard work and determination. Yeah, that's part of it. But if you don't trust yourself, then none of this is going to work out. So I think the first step to actually being successful and creating the life that you want to create is to trust yourself in every aspect. Like if you have to make a clear-cut decision right then and there, that you'll make the right decision and you will trust it. In my experience, every time I was in a situation where I had to make a quick decision, and it could have been something simple, like I'm not really sure where I'm going. I don't have my GPS plugged in. So my first thought is to go get off at this exit, and then I put logic to it and be like, I don't think it's that way for some reason. And then I'm like, oh, I ain't going that way. And then I go the wrong way. Now, if I would have just trusted myself, trusted my higher self with my first thought, your first thought is always the right one. And the moment that you freaking try to put logic to it and dissect it, it's going to seem like the wrong one, and you're going to go with it, and then you're going to be at the wrong place at the wrong time doing the wrong shit with the wrong mindset because you made the wrong decision. And you're like, damn, I can't do nothing right. But the moment that you start trusting yourself and you go with your intuition, which is usually your first thought, you're going to realize that you have all the answers. You might not have the answers for your friend or your brother or your sister, but you have the answers for yourself. We all do, but we don't trust them because we were never led to believe that we know shit, that everything that you ever going to learn that is going to be worth any value is going to come from school, is going to come from a book, it's going to come from a doctor, it's going to come from somebody with some form of education. But I honestly think that is bullshit because a majority of the successful people that are actually living the life that they want never went that way. They just learn to trust themselves, go with their intuition, follow their heart, and it always led them to where they needed to be. But we're so busy trying to figure out how somebody else did it, thinking that's the way we got to do it. But that's not true, because there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. But if you just don't trust yourself, you're going to do it the way somebody else did it. And you're going to realize that, damn, I was fucking wrong. That was really wrong. So I think the first key to success is learning to trust yourself. If you want to be successful, you have to know yourself. And you have to know when something feels right and when something feels wrong. And if you can't differentiate on those two things, you're going to have a difficult time finding success and happiness. I think it's that simple. It all boils down to, do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself to make the right decision? And the more that you exercise that on the littlest things, like I said, next time, if you've been here's a tip, or here's something that you could do. If you're driving in a car, right, and let's just say you're going to a destination that you've been there before, but you don't completely trust yourself to just navigate yourself there. Do it anyways. And follow your gut instinct. If you're going down the highway and it says, oh, I should take this exit, I think I should take this exit, fucking take it. If that's what your heart is telling you, if that's what the voice in your head is saying, like, damn, did I get off at this exit last time? Yes, you did. I don't think I did. Just do it. And then watch. And the more that you exercise that, the more that you see that when you go with your first thought, with your heart, and you don't freaking put logic to it, oh man, you're gonna go exactly where you need to go. You're gonna be exactly where you need to be. So quit looking to everybody else for their answers. It's good to get a blueprint to see how somebody, if somebody wants to be a successful musician. Many people have done that already. And yeah, you could see how that one person did it, or, a series of people, and then use maybe a few examples of the way they did it and incorporate your own way. But more than anything, go with what feels right to you. If it feels right to you, it's right. Sometimes when we make decisions and it seems like we made the wrong decision, because maybe something bad happened and we didn't like the outcome. What if it was truly the right decision that we had to make because we had to go through that lesson? And it was in our destiny, in our program. I think destiny and program, are one and the same. A lot of people don't like to believe in that destiny shit, but I'm a firm believer in it, because where I've been in my life, I'm not supposed to be here talking to you guys. Not at all. Maybe I should be incarcerated. Maybe I should be on the streets getting high all day and just wasting my life away. But something changed. I followed something. I just followed it, and it seemed like the wrong decision at that time. But it seemed like the only decision that seemed logical. And when I made it, my whole life fell apart. But then I just went with it and said, it is what it is. I'm going to work my way out of it. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me. So just trust yourself. If you want success in life, trust yourself. If you want happiness, trust yourself. Trust. Know thyself. Trust thyself. Believe in thyself. It's all about you. You have all the answers. Yeah, you might get a great idea off one of these YouTube videos, and that's great. But just know, you could watch a 1-hour documentary of something, and only one of them things made sense to you. That was the only thing that was supposed to make sense. That was the only thing that you were supposed to get from that documentary. It happens to me all the time when I read. I'll read a book, and then after I get done with the book, I might remember one or two things, to incorporate in my life. And then I totally forget the rest. Not that they weren't great ideas. For some reason, I didn't remember them. And what are the chances of me not remembering any of those other things, but me remembering these two things? I think we get what we need out of something. So I think it's a waste of time to go back and read a book because you're like, oh man, there was more in there and I didn't remember it. Well, it just didn't apply to your life right then and there. So maybe a month, 2 months, 6 months down the line, you go back to that book and you read it again. And then you might pull something different that serves your life. And that's it, guys. I really think that we have all the answers and we know where we're going. At least our soul does. We just have to learn to trust. We are not separated. We are all one. We all have a purpose and we all have the answers for ourselves. And just know that God talks through us to others. And he uses others to talk to us. And sometimes we take that shit personal. We take it as if someone's getting in our business and freaking telling us we're doing it wrong or doing it this. And we take it personal. And if we could just sit back and be like, wow, what if this is God just talking through that person and giving me a tip? But I'm so self-centered and I'm so in my head and I'm so defensive that I just take it personal. And I like go off on the person, say, mind your fucking business. That has nothing to do with you. It happened many a times, like in past relationships that I was in. I've had multiple friends, multiple family members ask me, is this the person you want to be with? Because I don't know, man. It just don't seem right. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's great. You know, we're going to work through it. We're going to work through it. Well, guess what? Never happened. Later down the line, they were right. And it was the universe talking through them. But I took it so personal of them getting in my business. So just know, if somebody says something to you and it hits a nerve, it was supposed to happen. Now, don't go off on that person. Ask yourself, what is in me? Do I have a belief that goes against what that person thought or what that person said to me? Because that's why you felt the way you felt. There's a belief in you that contradicts what that person said. It's all beliefs. And just know, this whole life is set up to teach you a lesson. You don't need to go to school. That school shit's bullshit. It's a waste of time. Because we already have in our hearts what we came here to do. We already have all the special gifts, all the special talents, everything. And the only thing that we really need out of school, which our parents could have taught us, or, we didn't have to go to school for that long, is reading and writing. Reading and writing and basic math. Other than that, figure the rest out yourself. It's that easy. But I just wanted to get into this video and share with you, trust yourself. Please subscribe, share. I love you. Beautiful as hell.